Geographically, Hossegor is on the southwest coast, the Atlantic side of France. It's famous because it has the very best surfing beaches in the whole of Europe. It's also a very important place because it's where the whole of the European surf industry is based.
When you come to Hossegor, you're just removed into beauty, nature, sea, pine trees, and people have been attracted to come to Hossegor for many years.
It's also a town that is rammed full of very, very wealthy people who have holiday homes here or here for part of the season. It's kind of like the Monte Carlo of the West Coast, but it's got a front on it, and the front is the sun shines, everybody smiles, everybody's out jogging and running and looking fit. There's lots of money to go around, but it's fronting to this broken life. Alcohol's a big issue here. People are just on it. They're just on booze. They're looking for answers. They're hurting with stuff, and alcohol is an easy fix for a little while. Then, at a drug level, cocaine is massive. People are looking for meaning, looking for answers. So there's opportunity just to love people where they're at, just to love them, you know, in the chaos that they're in. Not judge them, but just put your arms around and say, hey, listen, I'm with you, and I'm struggling too, you know.
My heart just breaks for the people because they're completely lost. And the difference is that there's nobody who tells them about Jesus.
So Western Europe and the need to church plant here, massive. It's just nothing. If we don't get up out of our seats, out of our pews, out of our comfortable lifestyles, and take some risk and go and share the gospel with our neighbours, then who else is going to? Who else is going to do it?
Here there's nothing, and if we don't do it, then nobody will do it, and people can just get easily through life without hearing the gospel whatsoever.
Making the decision to come to France to plant this church was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Some days I felt that I'd really heard from God. Some days I felt that I must be off my rocker. So I'm at this conference, and all this stuff's buzzing around in my head, and I'm trying to push away all these thoughts of other things, because every time I thought of other things, I felt like I was being disloyal to my parents, to my church, and it was chaos. And really, I've been trying to head up the church and take it into its new season. And my dad came to me in the caravan that we were staying in, and he just turned to me out of the blue, and he just said, "So then, son, it's killing you, isn't it?" And I just broke down in tears. I just cried my eyes out. I just said, it's killing me, Dad, it's killing me. Desperate to lead this church, desperate to do my best for everyone. But there's this thing burning inside me to go elsewhere. And I don't want to let you down. Just him fronting me up with the truth, because I'd just been trying to smile my way through it. But my heart had started to have a vision of something else, and it confused me because it pressed the loyalty button. And a little bit later in the season, my dad said, "Listen, you need to be released to go and be who you need to be." And that was the best thing about my journey throughout my entire time at Western Supermare. They allowed me to be who I'm supposed to be. This last year, it's just simply been a crazy adventure. It's been the best of times, the worst of times. But I have known God and His presence and His guidance and His direction and His sealing upon this journey of planting church. I have known that He's been with us. Some days it's been ridiculously hard, like, get me on a plane, give me back my office, let me go back to normal church life. And then other moments it's been the most exhilarating ride that I've ever experienced in my life. Kind of like surfing. Some days you get the perfect waves, some days you get absolutely rinsed, slammed, beaten, and you come out barely having survived, almost drowned, but you're still alive, and you're ready to go for another wave. One of the hardest things when you're in this type of mission, where you leave everything behind, is seeing what your kids go through.
Well, Indy was asleep and Mummy and Daddy said you can stay up for a bit, so we went on the sofa and they told us. We both started crying because we're going to miss all our friends.
They were only allowed to take one box of toys because we obviously came in the van. And I remember standing in there in their bedroom at home, and it's just so many boxes which we had to pack, but they couldn't take with them. And they're like, "Mommy, we don't know what can we pack because we've only got a little box to take with us." But it's more than material things, isn't it? It's the friendships and the loved ones they had to leave behind.
But you kind of coach them through that, and just as I was taught by my parents, I wanted to demonstrate the same stuff to them, that God can provide for them as well as He can provide for us. I wanted to root their faith, and for the journey of church planting to be something that isn't my deal or Reggie's deal, it's the family. A couple of months into being here, they're loving the beach, they're loving the sunshine, they're loving the surfing, they're loving the beginnings of the journey of church and sharing faith and hearing the stories. But fundamentally, my little lad Marnie is just having a super tough time at school. Being singled out as the kid that nobody wants to talk to. He's finding it hard to express himself in French. And it's just really hating it. It's really hating school.
I was missing England a lot. Then I was like crying, and I had loads of things in my mind. And like in school, all of my friends wouldn't, like, I didn't have any friends, but no one would talk to me or anything.
And you just I'm looking at Regs and just, what are we doing? What are we doing, putting our kids through this? So you kind of, you fight your way through it, you know? You try to help them as best you can and face the day together. It's really hard to push through that. And as a parent, as a dad, I just wanted to come home.
As a mother, to see that your own children suffering and struggling has been really hard.
I look back to the tough times in my life as a kid when I was being bullied and hating school and going through similar stuff, and I thought, well, you know what, this is what kids go through irrespective of, you know, what country they're in. And actually those times were moments where I really found God for myself as an individual. And I just started saying, Lord, you got to show yourself to Him. You've got to show yourself to Him. as much as I point anybody here in France to Christ, I got to point my kids to Christ. And what was brilliant at the end of this summer season, where we went back to the UK a little bit, you know, I was expecting him not to want to come back to France, and he said, "Dad, I'm ready to get back to France. I miss it there. I miss my church." Big question I get all the time when I'm back in the UK is, how's your church going? What's the service look like? And it's a great question to be able to answer when things are going well. It's a really tough question to answer when things are not going well. And when that's where your self-esteem is, when that's where you're judging your success, you're in trouble. What I'm learning to do on this adventure with God is not to view that as the mark point as to whether we're doing a good job or not. The relational journey that we have with people here in Hossegor, the journey of mission in relationship, that's really the centre place of what we're doing. The church service is the opportunity for people to get together and celebrate and explore what faith is about, and to ask questions, and to engage spiritually, but I'm trying to create the opportunity for people to do that every single day. But I want the gospel to be delivered to my friends, because there's cost in that, there's authenticity in that, there's the clear chance that as we share our faith that we'll be rejected, which makes we have to be vulnerable, we have to trust God, we have to follow the lead of the Holy Spirit with those things, as opposed to just sticking on an event and inviting a bunch of people. The biggest part of what I want Surf Church to be is a group of people who are following Christ, who are blessing those people around and giving other people the opportunity to explore who Christ is.
I really feel, you know, they're the future Surf Church planters, and we want to empower them to go and dream and live what we're doing here.
Seeing somebody begin the relationship with Jesus is that moment where they come alive in faith. It's what it's all about. It's what I signed up for. It's the highlight of life. Equally, to have people just beginning those first steps of exploring faith. This is what's wonderful about pioneering something new. It's what's wonderful about starting a church where there aren't any other Christians. Because I can't do a big flyer run. I don't have any of those options. The only way our church is going to grow is with people getting saved. God's got to turn up and start saving some people. That's his job. All I got to do is just be truthful to who he is, follow him. But he's kind of in the business of turning up and showing off. That's what God loves to do. He's the I am.
Hey, how's it going? My name's James Chapman, and I just want to say thanks so much for watching Forgotten Shores. It has been an amazing journey to make this movie with the family down in France, and we just want to communicate the heart of what's going on there, why they do what they do. And I just want to invite you to get involved a little bit further. There's 3 options going to come up on the screen, and each one has a link attached to it that you can click, and it'll take you through to a page to get more information. And the first one is get involved in their summer missions. Go down there for a week in the summer and really get immersed in the surf culture. The second one is the Forgotten Shores church planting school that they're going to launch. If you've got a buzz maybe to plant church in the future, then get involved in that one. And the third option is to give financially, to click that link, go through, offer a one-off donation, or maybe commit to a monthly standing order. Whatever you can do to support them financially would be absolutely amazing. And finally, just to say a real big thank you again. Please click the share button, spread the movie around, and maybe one day I'll be making a film about you guys. So thanks again.